my name is Condello, and I'm the customer success team lead for the U.S. So I manage all the U.S. accounts. I do basically everything after we onboard the customer. Is what I manage, what I'm in charge of. A lot of times, it's some of the smaller things that you might not expect people to say. Keep stripping them up. Like fishing, it seems like such a basic problem that it should be solved already, but a lot of companies, they might have tools that are assisting in the detection, but they might not have an actual fully baked process in mitigating or remediating that incident that once it's detected. And so a lot of times it's walking them through how to go from detection to actually remediating the incident or just the alert, and not doing it in a one-off scenario where Joe's on shift today, he does it one way, and then Tim comes in the next day and he skips steps 2 and 3, right? It's making sure that they do it succinctly every time and they do it the exact same way. The reason why SOAR is such an interesting tool to deploy is because it's not only a technical tool that we're deploying inside of an environment. It's also a holistic process that we're now almost re-educating them on how to approach it. A lot of people think I need the automation orchestration for the really heavy loads, like doing my malware detection and doing my investigations on detonating the files and things like that, versus some of the things that they might do in an hour or in a lunch period where they just burn through a bunch of their smaller cases or smaller alerts. It's like, no, we would actually fully automate that for you and let you spend time where it's needed. Yeah. It becomes very powerful to start compartmentalizing some of the workflows. One of our customers, they have a whole team inside of their SOC that just does use case development, and they spend time focusing on, okay, what are the industry standards, what are the best practices on remediating a certain threat, or what is the latest incident that our threat intelligence team is telling us about, and how can we identify that inside of our organization. So you have a team focused on that. As the tools progress and as the tools allow some of the old tasks to be automated, they're starting to take on new responsibilities, like doing now some of the SOCs are now the ones responsible for patch management or vulnerability scanning. Some of the SOCs are now responsible for asset provisioning and asset tracking. It all depends on what wasn't being done previously or who was doing it previously, and it can be absorbed into the SOC now because of how pivotal and how central they are to the organization. I think I would actually make the argument that probably everyone needs some level of SOAR in their life, in their organization. And I think, I would argue that because even if you're a small company and you have one SOC analyst, eventually the tools and the data that they're going to be ingesting is going to be overwhelming, or is going to be to the point where they're never able to do some of the table stakes of security, which is being proactive or preventative. They're always going to be playing catch up, right? So giving them a SOAR platform will give them some headspace to maneuver and to be proactive inside of their security.